Mitch Marner, Toronto Maple Leafs, young star, 2015 draft class, expected to hit free agency, has pretty much said as much that he's going to hit free agency, but Toronto obviously can still negotiate if they want to. Free agent, appears to be the crown jewel of this free agency class due to age, production, all of those things. David Pagnotta of the Fourth Period put a tweet out today. Do you have it in front of you, Dennis?
I do.
Can you go ahead and just read it for us? Because I don't want to misrepresent anything David is reporting.
All right, so it's about an hour ago. When/if Mitch Marner hits the open market July 1st, the expectation is the Carolina Hurricanes are going to take a massive swing to try and sign him. Sources say we shouldn't be surprised if they go above $14 million on average annual value over a 7-year term. Unrestricted free agent market opens in 18 days.
So, just to give you the basics of this one. Yeah, that would be a big swing.
That'd be a big fish to reel.
I retweeted that, and someone immediately said, like, is he really worth that? That's more than David Pastrnak. And I went, not only is it more than Pasta, that is more than everybody. Right now, the contracts that are agreed upon and going into effect next year, $14 million is the highest average annual value, which is Leon Draisaitl, who we just sang a bunch of praises about after last night. So obviously worth it, right? MVP candidate perennially and all of those things. To put Mitch Marner on $14+ million per year over 7. What is? I mean, that's basically 7 years, $100 million.
Yeah, that'd be $100 million over 7 years is 14.28.
Okay, so around 7 years, $100 million. First of all, big swing, big splash, all of those things. You announce that this is basically, once you do that, every season for the next 5 becomes Stanley Cup or bust. Like, once you make a move like that with the heights that you've had over the last 6 or 7 years, it is now there's no more, we're just happy to make the Eastern Conference Finals. But secondly, it really would take like a $14 million a year commitment to even make the rest of what they can do this offseason a puzzle, right? If you sign someone for $10 million, they still have so much that like the world is their oyster, right? Go crazy under the cap. You still have trade prospects or trade assets. So I guess the question is, before you entertain, and they have 18 days to figure this out, before you entertain a real $14 million per year, 7-year contract for somebody like Mitch Marner, you better have a really good plan to take care of everything else you need to take care of with the rest of your assets. So we're looking at, what, $28 million in cap space projected.
Roughly.
That would eat up half of it. So you'd have $14 million. You would probably need a veteran right-handed D defenseman. You'd probably still need a center.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And how you fill out the fourth line is kind of up to you. And depending on if and or when, more of the when category, like if Kotkaniemi moves on, there's other holes you need to fill with that $14 million and your tremendous amount of trade assets. I do think that would take you out of the running for some of the bigger, flashier centers that everybody's excited about, right? Because I don't see how you can give $14 million to Marner and also work into some way a $10+ million center.
If you did it via trade?
And they took Kotkaniemi or something like that?
They would have to take Kotkaniemi as part of the deal. Or there's always the option of buying him out. That is always an option, which would save you about $3.9 million on your cap for the next several seasons.
It would save you 3.9. The obvious deal is you'd also then have to get another center.
Oh, yeah.
So
but they have Jankowski can be your number 4 center. You have Jordan Staal can be your third. You have Aho. So you can go hard for one.
Yes. If you are comfortable with Jankowski as your everyday night in and night out fourth line center, then that's obviously a cost saving measure. Same is true with Scott Morrow, right? If we all assume Alexander Nikishin is an everyday player next year, which he better be, if you're willing to put Scott Morrow in there, then you can significantly lower your investment in that right-handed defenseman I was talking about. That really comes down to what the internal opinion is of those guys. right? I don't think Jankowski was brought in to be an everyday player this year, but then he showed up and scored 1 billion goals in his first 7 days or 7 games, and everyone was like, you know what? Maybe we do play him more, and he made it difficult, which, by the way, is his job, right? The job of players, particularly role players, is to make it tough to bench them, and he did that. So if you're comfortable with Jankowski, that's obviously a great way to save some cash. If you're comfortable playing any of the rookies, meaning the ones from last year like Morrow, or if you're comfortable playing a Nadeau or really any of those guys coming up from the AHL, that's another way to save you money. Marner would be a big bite out of your resources, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's one you can't be wrong on.
But you have the resources.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
Like I said yesterday, if you listen to the show, they can do anything. They can't do everything, which is the gift and the curse, right? Eric Tulsky right now, he can do anything. Like, there's not a player out there in the trade market that I don't think they could potentially be the high bidder for. I don't think there's anyone in the free agency market that they couldn't go potentially be the high bidder for. The difficult part is choosing which one is the right one. Amongst a lot of tantalizing options, which one is the right one? And if it's Marner, there's a good chance it'll take $14 million. I don't know if it'll take too far north of $14 million. Let's not get crazy. But the interesting part of this whole story is, let me go ahead and give the hat tip where it's necessary. At I don't even know, JW on Twitter. I was going to give him a hat tip, but their name is gibberish. So I retweeted what we talked about with the fourth period about, oh, look at this. The Canes are expected to potentially break the bank for Marner. And they just wrote, where have we seen this before? And they linked to a Bleacher Report article from, let me see how many days, June 9th, 4 days ago, where the headline is, Mitch Marner reportedly linked to Ducks. Contract could top $14 million average annual value in NHL free agency. Darn near the exact headline that today is being said about the Canes and Mitch Marner, which, and I know we're overshooting our break here a little bit, but it's cool. Which does lead me to one of my favorite things of free agency. Anytime there's a leak, consider the source. Right? Anytime there's a leak and it's not with a name on it, it's not like so-and-so's GM said or so-and-so player said. If it's just like, league sources say, consider who it benefits, because that's usually who's saying it. If there's every couple days another team linked to making Mitch Marner the highest paid player in NHL history on a per-year value, chances are that's somebody from Mitch Marner's side of things that's pumping those numbers out because they want to see that happen. Right? If the Ducks are going to pay him 14 and the Canes are going to go north of 14, then we better come in at 14.5. That's the goal of the agent, right? Or the agent or the somebody on that side of the aisle. Would you do it? If right now Mitch Marner calls you up, this is really what it all comes down to. I think we've painted the picture well. Mitch Marner's agent calls you up first day of free agency, says 7 years, 14.1. We'll sign right now.
Yeah.
You're doing it?
Yeah. Because he can actually, believe it or not, with all the points and stuff that he puts up, he can actually play defensively.
He does fit as a Cane.
Oh, yeah. He definitely does. His profile fits well as a Cane.
If I'm not mistaken, he's 7th in Selke voting this year?
Yeah, he was top 10.
Yeah.
He was. And something to keep in mind as well, you could still make a move. I've said I've been big on Tage Thompson of Buffalo. He's a center. He's 1, right-handed. 2, center, which is obviously what they need. 3, he could score. And B, he's a big dude. He's a massive human being. Checks all those boxes that Carolina needs in their top 6, and he's only comes in at a cap hit of $7.1 million. So, yeah, you can sign Mitch Marner for $14.2, take up half of the cap that's available, and still go make a trade for Tage Thompson, and you're still sitting pretty.
That would leave you with, assuming nobody, like
no current player goes?
Is assuming nobody leaves, that frees up more cap space. That would leave you with 6?
Yeah.
There's
7.
And you probably want to keep 3 or 4 for deadline moves if possible. But you can do a lot with that.
Oh, yeah.
And You can send down Morrow, save some money. There's some other ways, or make Morrow an everyday player and save some money. There's ways to go about it. As far as like pipe dreams, if you tell me they get Marner and Thompson and still have room to do other things, I mean, I know I've been championing like I want Jason Robertson. I will go, who wanted Jason Robertson when this was on the table? Like there are more than one good avenue through more than one like solid path through free agency and through trades to upgrade this roster, which is I think really the sole goal.